So hello and welcome everybody to our free class, Build Community School Engagement. Let us know that you're here. Please put your name in the comments and tell us where you're from and tell us if you are an educator. And if you are, what sort of role? Are you a teacher? Are you an administrator? Let us know what you do. So today our special guest is Rachel Martin, who is from the Alexandria Community School Corporation in Indiana. I'm Lisa from PosterMyWall. And my colleague Susie is here today, as always, running the tech for us. Yay for Susie.
Greetings.
So if you work in education, you know that it is really difficult to keep parents and the community in the loop. You may have asked yourself sometime, what if there were an easy way to get messages in front of parents, things like school closings, the cafeteria menu, special events, all of that stuff. Well, today, that's what we're going to show you. Rachel, who is the executive secretary to the superintendent, is going to share the amazing communications program that she created and runs on Facebook. And we're also going to just throw this in that we are so proud that Rachel creates her graphics with PosterMyWall. But first, Susie, who's with us today?
We have got a friend, our lady from Panama.
Ooh.
Hello. We've got a few other people waving, but they don't have any. And we've got Johnson from Nigeria. So a few other people watching, but no other comments yet.
All right, so global audience, that is totally awesome. It's great to have everybody here. And if you have questions for Rachel or for PosterMyWall, please do put them in the comments. If we do not answer you live today, we check back later today and tomorrow. So we will get back to you in Facebook, including if we need to do some follow-up for you with Rachel. And as always, this video is going to live on our Facebook page, our PosterMyWall blog, and our YouTube channel. So you can come back and look whenever you'd like or as often as you'd like. So let's get started. Welcome, Rachel. Rachel, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. And Lisa, thank you and Susie for having me today and everyone who's with us. I'm Rachel Martin. I work as the executive secretary to the superintendent here at Alexandria Community Schools. I've been in this role for 2 years, and like most jobs, your role kind of changes after you've been hired. But we're just kind of working with that and making sure that we meet the needs of the families here at Alexandria. I'm an active member of INSPRA, which is the Indiana School Public Relations Association. Those are found in every state throughout the country. And I would encourage everyone, if you are doing marketing for public schools, to find your local chapter and become involved there. Before I joined Alexandria Schools, I ran a screen printing and embroidery company that based itself on school apparel. So I've worked closely with schools over the years, but not in the aspect that I do now. Outside of the office, I'm a mother of 2 wonderful kids. One's a graduate of Alexandria Schools and one's a sophomore here. And then I spend most of my time working with our Madison County 4-H program. I work on the association as a board member and also as a 4-H leader.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Rachel. So your communications program, why don't you start by telling, what was the goal? What was the situation that led to the need for this program?
Well, we noticed a lot of communications that we were sending out weren't getting responses as far as sending out the email or hitting the target market. When you're sending out, letting people know about a kindergarten enrollment or pre-K roundup, those parents are not yet in your school information system. So an email doesn't quite work for them. You don't have their information. So looking at our market, we found Facebook and social media to be a great place for us to find those potential new students for us. So we've kind of directed ourselves to go in that area for promoting our school and getting the word out for things that are going on in the community.
Okay, and so you achieved your goals, obviously, by creating these great Facebook pages and you actually have run 7 pages. So I'm gonna go ahead up and queue up a couple of pages. And while I'm doing that, why don't you talk about what the, what the 7 pages are?
Sure. Within our corporation, we have our main corporation account. That is primarily used getting direct information from our superintendent and school board to our parents and potential parents coming out. We also have, each of our schools have a page. We allow those to be posted by teachers, staff members can post on that, along with our social media classes. They have access, so students are able to post under a teacher's guidance to those individual pages. Another page that we have is our Alexandria Citizens for Excellence in Education page. That page started when our school brought a referendum to our town. We have a smaller town, 5,000 is the population. We have 1,600 students, and we wanted to have a place for taxpayers to go and see exactly what that referendum was, what changes would be made to their tax brackets, and what the school would be bringing to them in return. That page became so popular with our older generations as a reliable source for them to look and see what was going on in the school, that at the end of the referendum, once it passed, we wanted to keep that connection with past generations of our school corporation. So we've kept it up and running. Our superintendent likes to post things on here. We have some really proud moments like you're seeing there, where one of our teachers was named one of the best teacher in Madison County. So we are not the only school corporation in our county. We compete for the same students, just like private and charter schools do in other communities. So we try to make sure that wherever our audience is, we have a presence there. That is kind of why we have so many different types of Facebook pages and allow different people to post to those.
Okay, so I've been scrolling through. Now I'm going to go back to, we put together some of the graphics. While I cue that up, why don't you tell us a little bit about what has the reaction been from parents, teachers, the community, your superintendent?
Our Facebook page has become very, very popular, especially as we're seeing now, we have that hashtag Teacher Tuesday. So this is a little project that we got going with our teachers. They were sent a Google Doc that they filled out answers to specific questions that I had asked, like what is their favorite app? What's their favorite quote? Can they give advice to parents or a graduating senior of the school? And lets them tell a little bit about themselves to entice them to participate as well. We put a link to their Amazon classroom wish list down at the bottom. So when it's posted, parents of students can click on there and go ahead and pick up that teacher, that extra book that they're needing for their classroom, or the wiggly chair that they've really wanted. And it's been a great success for parents to get to know teachers, and also for teachers to get a few of those little extra things for their classroom that doesn't come out of their pocket.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I've got some categories and some samples, and if you want to touch briefly on as we go through, it's got health and safety up for starters.
Sure. I look at that how sick is too sick post there. That one we actually used on our website. That is when COVID first was beginning to show its fierce little head. And that is actually the first thing that we put out there, just to give people guidelines of, if your kid has a temperature, we need to really think about, do you send them to school? So that one kind of throws me back into that time warp when I see that. Being able to make like the mask must be worn signs, that was so nice to do, to be able to customize that, put those on our doors to let people know when you're entering our central office right from the get-go. we do require that. It stopped us from having to confront people about the mask issue, and it's gone over really, really well. It was nice to have other things like the signs and symptoms that were there just to give it a personalized touch, showing that the school was on top of things and where we needed to go with protecting our students.
Okay, and also you do a lot of teacher appreciation.
We do a lot of teacher
Let me
appreciation.
go back. I guess none of these are animated. Okay. And menus.
Menus. Our school cafeteria reached out to me and said, can you jazz up our school menu? Before, it always was just a calendar that strictly had what the meal was on there. They've used these two at the beginning of their cafeteria line. It's framed up and is a large poster that is used. Kids seem to like having it look more like they were going to a restaurant menu
Oh, I bet.
than to have that regular school calendar look. So it was fun to be able to provide a source for our cafeteria employees as well.
Okay, and then let's see, one of these has animation, I believe. This one. Oh, both of them. Okay.
Yes, so you're seeing there the transfer tuition post that was there. In the past, transfer tuition has always been just a little blip on our website. We decided to go and take that to Facebook and really promote the fact that Indiana allows you to transfer from one school district to another, no cost to parents. And since we're all compete now for the same group of kids, those posts have been great. We found that the ones that have animation to them seem to get people's attention a little bit more. So being able to put the classroom there in the background has made a huge difference on the click-throughs. During COVID, we offered meal packs to students while they were out of school. So getting the information to them, letting them know when meal pickup is, how they registered for it, was a little bit of a challenge. We turned again to our Facebook page to get that information out and found something fun to animate. The one that just popped up made my life a lot easier as posted or as they registered to pick up their meals. We did this all through text message. We do have, 1,600 students, so it's easier for us to make things a little bit more one-on-one than some of the larger school corporations. But once the kids registered through text message, they wanted to know we got the message. What I did was come up with this fun little reminder. I emailed it to myself, downloaded it on my phone, and my reply was just the picture. I did notice if I skip people after a week or two of this, they would text me saying, I didn't get my reminder, or I didn't get my little chef. They knew that was, we've got you down on the list. We're expecting you to come and pick up your meals. So this was real easy. I was able to just easily change the date, grab a new little clip art chef person, and change the color scheme each week without having to change the wording, redesign everything. Just a few minutes of artwork, download it to my phone, and we were ready to go for the next week's pickup.
So why did you choose PosterMyWall to create all your graphics?
I find a huge majority of the templates that are on there just to be striking, and could see, even though it might have been designed for a church, I can slightly change it and make it great for a school. It may be for a 5-star restaurant, but I can make it for a school cafeteria. So not always looking at templates as just as they were designed, but knowing that I could modify it, I could add animation, change a color scheme very, very easily, just made it wonderful. I can also download in quite a few different formats. So no matter how I'm needing to use it, if it's on the website, if it's in social media, if it's just a JPEG so I can text message it, I didn't have to go through a million hoops to get that done. Through PosterMyWall, it's all there. It's all, just a download away for me.
Awesome. All right. And so we've got some special events posters. I'm going to go ahead and activate the animations. I love the school bus.
The school bus one is lots of fun. I do believe we're going to be using that one again this year. It just makes me smile.
All right. Anything you want to add on any of these, or shall we keep moving?
I think we can keep moving on that one.
All right. Here we go. Again, some scheduling ones. I'll activate the animations again.
School scheduling. This is one place where if school corporations aren't taking advantage of social media on this, I would encourage them to do so. Most parents, the first thing that they do in the morning is grab their phone and look at their Facebook app. So to have these animations pop up, it stops you from staring at your TV, waiting for that roll down scroll of the school to go on, or getting the call in the morning. We have found that they truly do look for this. One thing that we've now started to do, which was kind of a learned thing, is making sure to put our school logo somewhere on that notice. Parents then know that that is an official notice, no matter if it's been shared 5,000 times or not, that did come from our school. So as you can see, one of them doesn't have that. That's a mistake that we don't make anymore. We make sure to put our school logo on there, our little crest A, so that they know that that did come from our school corporation.
Okay. Yeah, consistent branding. That is key to having everybody associate your designs and your messaging with you. So why do you feel it's important for educational groups to have strong social media sites?
Anymore, people turn to social media like it's their best friend. It's almost as good as word of mouth, so it can be almost as bad as word of mouth. So I think it's very important that you're constantly putting out that pat on the back for communities to see, showing that you're participating in things, what great events you have going on, and keeping that word of mouth to have something to prove behind that.
Okay, and your advice, I'm going to keep clicking through a little bit. What is your advice to other school districts who, how should they decide what to post about?
I think instead of worrying so much about what to post, just get out there and start posting. If you see something that makes you smile, or you want to know the information, share the information. I think one of the worst things is over planning. So get out there, give it a try, and see what happens. Sometimes you can over worry about it. Make sure the information is accurate and to the point, and just, get your foot out there and try. You'll see that you can really grow your following if you start posting.
All right, and the thing that everybody wants to know, what makes good caption copy?
That is always a tough one. As far as my graphic element that I put in on my post, I try to keep that to the bare minimum. That technology assistant one that I'm seeing there isn't one of my favorite. It gives a little bit more than I really should have put on there. Look great on a web page, not as great on social media. So I would say keep the copy in your actual artwork down to a minimum, those key things that you need to get out. And then the copy above that you post a link to or something, that's where you can give a little bit more information. So utilizing your space correctly is a trial and error thing. And as you can see, they kind of get better as as we go along and, have learned a little bit from our mistakes.
Okay, do you have any other advice or tips for educators who want to improve their communications with the community?
I would really encourage them to get posting. So many other corporations that I watch just don't post consistently. And I know during COVID, we've all had to take a little bit of a break from our social media just to deal with things that are going on. But I encourage everyone to find that hot spot in your school curriculum and really try to make that shine. So get out there and just give it a try and see what happens. But I think you'll be pretty excited on the response that you get.
Awesome. Thank you so very much, Rachel. Absolutely wonderful. Susie, do we have any questions for Rachel?
We've got a lot of appreciation, a lot of thumbs up, a lot of love for Poster My Wall, but no questions. So let's carry on.
Okay, and if you think of something later, then you know where to find us. Write it in the comments and we will get back to you. So now what I'm going to show you is an added bonus. A lot of people don't know, but at Poster My Wall, we have a program that is a classroom account. And teachers, educators can get these free, and then their students can come and use Poster My Wall to execute a class project. Now, the students don't have to have an account. They do not have to put in any information that identifies who they are. They also are starting with a blank canvas. They do not get to use the templates. So these really are cool. The kids did them themselves, kind of collage projects. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So first of all, I'm going to log in and show you the way to get a teacher account is to, you would log in with your teacher login. And we have a special Poster My Wall teacher login. Okay, now if you don't have a teacher account yet, you just scroll to the bottom and there's a link that says for teachers. And if you click on that, it gives you a thing where you can just upgrade to a classroom account. Okay, once that is set up, you will end up, again, when you come in, usually it'll take you first to your designs page, but if you scroll down, it says class projects here on the left, and you click it, and you'll be able to see a folder for each project that you have run. I'm going to show you, this is so cool. We have some Poster My Wall users that are elementary school students, 10-year-olds in Italy, and they wanted to show us what they did for Pancake Day. So this is what a student project would look like once it was completed. You can see that these students each did a poster, very simple, but they used the clip art, they used the shapes, they used the text, they used the photos. And some people have recipes. I'll click on this one just to show you one of them bigger. But anyway, they made these adorable posters for their class. So go back to my class projects. So how would you do one of these class projects? Very, very simple. You would go to New and click Class Project. And then you just have to name your project. Now, every project has to have a different name, and it has to have a different name than anyone else's project. So, you may have to play around a little bit or have your school name as part of it. I'm just going to call this class demo. And these are case sensitive, class demo 20. And I create my project, and you can see here is the project. Now I can click here, and this is going to give me a link that I can then paste somewhere. And all your students have to do is just click on that link, and they are automatically inside of the project and can begin. But I'm going to open the folder. You can see there's no projects yet. And here there's cool things. You can delete if you want to get rid of your project. Student info, here are the instructions. And again, it shows your students can just click here to come in, or they can go to the login on the right hand. I'll show you how to do that too, and log in either with class demo 20 or with that same link. Also got to copy the link. I'm going to copy it again. And if any of you use Google Classroom, we have a link right here so that you can go right in and set up an assignment in Google Classroom. And then your students just can click on that link in Google Classroom, and they will be magically transported directly into the project. Let me make sure I got everything here. Set up your project. Okay, so what this would look like to a student, I'm going to log out. So what would happen is a student could come over here to log in. Click student login. You can see they don't have to give their name. They can, if I could either put in class demo 20, or I'm just going to paste the link in there. Click login. And again, if you had an assignment somewhere that they could just click on, they would get in here. They get a blank page. They click create an image. And then it's just like starting a poster my wall from scratch. They pick what size, the orientation. I'm just going to give it a white background. Skip that, and they're in, and from there they can, put in stock photography. Let's see, they did pancakes. Let's do pizza. So we'll pick a pizza picture. While that's coming up, I'm going to add some fancy text. It's a very pizza-y font in here somewhere. Where did it go? Retro candy. Now I can't find it. Shoot, can't find my pizza font. All right, so we'll just do it in retro. Let's make the screen. Add the text. All right, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time designing this, but so they can add text, they can add music, shapes, clip art, whatever they want. And then once that's done, they just save it with, okay, I'm going to call it Lisa's Pizza. And they click save. And it has now been input into that project folder. Now, if they click on my stuff, they will be transported into the folder. Now you have to, this is the one caveat that students have to be respectful of each other, because they are able to see each other's posters and also get into, and they can edit or delete each other's posters. But, and there it is. It is that simple. I'm going to log out as a student and go back in as a teacher and show you. So if I logged in with my teacher login, and again, I have my class demo 20, and if I open it, I will see who submit. And that's how simple it is. So if anybody is interested in a classroom account, we encourage you to just click that link and automatically set it up. And if you have any issues or questions, you just email us at help@postermywall.com, and we will help you get set up and running. We think this is a great feature, and we hope that more of you educators will start using it. We just love these things we've been getting from Italy, and then we have some students in California who were recently using it, and it's just really exciting for us. So I think that is it for today. Thank you all for joining us. If you have any questions, again, put them in the comments. Susie, do we have anything else we should answer right now?
We had a few people ask if this recording will be available after it's done. And yes, it will live on Facebook as well as the Poster My Wall YouTube page. So yes, if you need to come back and check out anything, it'll be there.
All right, and also please do share this with other educators. We want everyone to learn from Rachel's marvelous example, and we want everyone to try our classroom accounts. Again, we'll be checking in the comments, and we do have an offer. If anybody wants to start a new Poster My Wall account, either Premium or Premium Plus, you can get 30% off with our discount code SCHOOL30. Also, if you want to upgrade from Premium to Premium Plus, that discount code will be as good there too. So our next class is going to be on March 10th at 12:30. It's going to be called Design Coffee Break. And in the amount of time it'll take you to drink a cup of coffee, we are going to show you 3 cool things you can do with Poster My Wall. We're going to show you how to add a video background to any template. We're going to show you how to animate any design. And we are also going to show you how to set a thumbnail image if you're going to be posting a video from PosterMyWall or an intro animation, and you're going to be putting it in Instagram or Facebook. You might want to have, set a special thumbnail part of, pick which part of the animation shows up before people click on the link or click play on the video. So we will show you how to do that too. We're going to have some other classes coming up very soon too. So please do look back on our events page. And thank you again for joining us on behalf of Susie, Rachel, and I. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.